Hi, hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to use this opportunity to thank you all for being here, for stopping by each time I post to watch my videos. I want to thank you for your subscriptions, for your likes, your share, the comment. I really appreciate it because it's not easy for people to create time to watch content. Sometimes, people have so many things to do, but each time I post, you guys watch. So I'm grateful. For those of you who watch and you don't subscribe, you don't like, is everything okay? Please do. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. This channel is not all about me. It's about the impact we make in the world. It's all of us. It's not only me. So I want to ask you, beg you to please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry that I said all of that, without even thinking to say hello. Hello, how are you doing? Biggest dear. Comment ça va? Is alles good? Is everything okay? I pray from the bottom of my heart that everything is fine, everything is well with you and your loved ones and your pets. For those who have pets, I pray everybody's doing well. So I decided to make some content for us. I stopped last time with the widow's journey was part 3, where I talk about my husband taking his last breath. So today I'm going to call it the widow's journey part 4. Yes, you cannot be labeled a widow when your husband has not passed. So I'm talking about widows here because I'm a woman. So widowers, I don't have anything against you guys, but I'm talking about widows. So you can only be labeled a widow when after your husband has passed. So I ended up last video telling you guys how my husband, late Dr. Fanya, I don't like to say late, I just believe the soul moves on, the soul lives on. So nobody dies really. To me, dying is just, it's complicated, but you guys forgive me. It's a myth to me because the soul never dies. And with my experience and what the Holy Spirit have shown me, nobody dies. We live on. We live on the other side, just that we don't see. But, there are people who have the gift that see. So the soul does not die. The soul lives on. With everything my husband still do for us, I don't believe anybody dies. Again, please don't come for me, Christians. So you say, I can't live this. You talking about, yes, I understand people say there's no relationship between the living and the dead, but my experience is different. So you can't judge me for that. I go with what the Holy Spirit has showed me and I stick with it. Yeah, they do help us from the other side. They do communicate if you're open from the other side if you want to. And they send us signs that nobody will tell you that it's not that it's them. They do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. My husband's, I got a new cat last year, a bank cat when my cat was tempered with, my bank cat. And guess what I got back? I got my husband's exact bank card number. When I put the card in, it kept showing his name. I was like, what's going on here? Then something clear. I said, oh, it's his number that is sent back to me. That's him just saying that I'm with you. So there's so many things I can tell you guys, but I'll hold that for now. So again, I pray you're doing well. Your family, your friends, your loved ones, and your pets. Well, let's talk about part 4. So again, you can only be labeled a widow after your husband passed. Before then, you're not a widow. Growing up as a little girl, I would never had, nobody would ever make me believe that I was going to be a widow at 37. Never. If you had told me that, I'd say you're crazy. What, widow 37? How would that happen? But sometimes what we plan for is different from God's plan. God has other plans for us than what we think we know. And yes, my husband passed March 20th, 2012. And that's when the real journey began, like I told you guys. So when that happened, again, everybody is different. I'm talking about me. There's a lot of confusion going on. You don't think straight. You don't know what is going on. For me, I didn't believe he died. I didn't want them to take him to any morgue or keep him anywhere, funeral home. No, because I was convinced 100%. if you ask a lot of people, they'll tell you. And sometimes when I look back, I'm like, what was I thinking? I just feel like something blocked me to think right. I believe he was going to come back. I believe he was going to rise. I told myself, if Jesus could rise from the dead, I don't see why, with all the promises that God gave me, I knew that he was not dead for good, that he was going to come wake up. So I held onto that conviction. People look at me like I was crazy. I didn't understand then until after looking at myself like, wow, did I really think like that? Did I think like that? But guess what? What does the Bible say? Christ said, what I've done, you will do more than what I've done. So if Christ could raise Lazarus from the dead, why not us? We can raise people from there, right? It's just that we are not focused. We don't meditate. We don't read our scriptures. That's why we cannot do those things. But I believe, unless as a human being now, that it can happen. Not with my husband though, but I think it can happen. So my thought back then was not out of topic. But so the confusion in that hospital in Johns Hopkins, you guys, you don't want me to talk about it. I was so confused. I felt, before somebody passes, I'll say maybe from my experience, the amount of time it took me to take my husband from our bedroom to the car on a Friday that he was going to pass on the following Tuesday, he was like 10 bags of cement. That's how heavy he was. I'm telling you guys. So I didn't know that when somebody passed, they're that heavy. But even though I was alive, that's how I felt after he took his last breath. I felt like I could not move. I could not do anything. And then the confusion, the hurt, everything. Again, it depends on every woman. Like I said on my other video, men, if you don't treat your wife well, I don't expect them to mourn you when you're gone. Some people will just say, oh, thank God he's gone, let me rest. I'm sorry to say it. I've talked to so many widows over the years. They've called me to try to counsel them through their journey. So I know what I'm talking about. So it depends on the relationship you have with your partner, with your husband. I'll say husband because I was married. That will make whatever. That's what I believe. But before I could leave the hospital, and I want to thank everybody again. I like to thank people who have been there for me. The people who were at the hospital, my friends, my siblings, they were there, and they had the struggle to bring me home. I was not still thinking. I forgot even if I had children at that time. I didn't even know what was going on. Honestly, that's the truth. My mind started thinking, I've never paid the mortgage. You start thinking about so many things, like not only one, about 50 things are hitting you at the same time. Who will pay the mortgage? How will I meet up with this? Blah, 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 blah. You're thinking about so many things, and is it true that I'm not going to see my husband again? Like, how does that work? How do I, you used to call him, okay, the kids are home, can you just make fufu for them or rice? He will do it, or feed them, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how the way we lived our life. We'll pick the kids or those. I'm working double, so I will not come home. So I just asked myself, how is this going to happen? That is why after he passed, it took me 8 months. I'm telling you guys, 8 months to go back to work. Why? Because I did not know how to get myself out of bed. All I could struggle to do was that we had 3 children. 2 were in private school, Catholic school. I had to drop and pick them. But I had a sister that was here with me, who sacrificed days from my home, comfort, to come and help me pick and drop them, my other sisters. So I could struggle to give them a bath in the morning, pack their lunch, take them to school. And my mommy was here, my big sister, Eli. I'm so sorry. I had a call, so I intercepted the video. But yeah, so mommy was here also, Sister Lingua, my big sister. So she helped me a lot. That 1 month that she was here, I don't know if even 2. I cannot remember, honestly. That's how far my head has gone. But just her presence, because my mother did not get a visa to come when I was sick. But her mommy stood there for me. It's something I can never ever pay her, but hopefully. So you don't think straight. First of all, you're scared. And then if you have never had an experience where somebody dies, it's scary. Like they really died. Like how do you, like everywhere you even go in the house, you think they're there. That's my experience. You feel like they are there. And so I don't want to give you guys too much detail because this video is going to be too long, but it was a big, it was my journey towards depression. Back then, I was not in psych schools, so I didn't know anything about the detail and the things that it could lead to depression or the way you act when you're depressed. But if I fast forward, with private school, Catholic school, you have to pick and drop. You have to go to after school activities. You have to do this. I'm telling you guys, I will not lie. Each time I saw couples with their children, I became so angry with God. That's why I stopped going to church. I didn't go to mass for about a year because with me, I was just fighting God. Like, how can you fight God? Was I crazy? Oh, how I was trying to fight God. I just said no more mass since you remember I told you guys in the other video that my husband told me to go rent a hall where we're gonna do his Thanksgiving party. Until I was trying to take a video and the phone just exploded in my hand, new phone. But after I got the revelations that he knew he was going to pass, so he was preparing me to secure that hall for his death celebration. That's after the revelation came. I was like, wow, how did I not see that? But so he already knew all of that and kind of was trying to prepare me. I remember he was so worried a few days, well, a week before, when he said I should go and bring the mortgage papers. I was like, what's mortgage paper? I didn't even know where the mortgage paper was. I didn't even know what the mortgage or he said, directed me to he had a little lockbox. I should go there and bring them. He started showing me things. I'm like, why are you showing me all of this, Chat? I don't need to know all of this. That's your thing. He said, no, it's very important that you understand these things. And I was asking myself, why is he showing me this? Is he planning something I don't know? I was scared, but I listened to what he was telling me about the mortgage and all of that. So again, so you are confused. You don't think straight. Even the people who come to condole with you, you don't even remember that they came. And that's just the truth. But luckily that I have a community of people who understood, who knew that I was so distressed, I was so confused. And like I said, it took me for 8 months. I was in my house, in this house, stay at the house. I could not function right. I only struggled. But in all of this, I'll tell you guys, it's God, it's the Holy Spirit, because I see it. I see it. I see everything. And I play back, I see the hand of God in every step of the way. I just felt like my life was over. I made a vow, I even said it to him, that I came to this where I thought I was going to marry once. But since God have taken my husband, I will still marry once. I was so angry. I was really bitter. Because I asked myself, I did everything by the book. I did everything right. I have not gone after anybody's spouse. I have not hurt. Even during that time, I even tried to think about people that I feel like I had hurt, to call them and apologize. But I did not say, I didn't call somebody, like, why are you calling me? I'm just like, no, I just want to make sure, you thinking things that are not even there. But it was a very difficult journey. After that, that's where the real journey began. You'll be surprised that 6 months down the road, somebody that is my own person was asking me, are you not going to remarry or something like that, or you start dating? Oh my goodness. I was so upset with that person. I've never told the person, but one day I'll tell them. I was like, I cannot believe, what an insult. To them, they were having my interest, but to me, like, what? My husband just passed. It's not even a year, and you're telling me all of the words. I wasn't even thinking about dating. It's not part of my game. I already told myself I'm done. Because I was like, what about the Reverend sisters? They're not married, they're happy. So I was done with everything. I just told God, you know what? I'm done. Since you disgraced me, you showed me a dream and said you hated my husband, and I know he was going to get healed, and you took him, then you just put me into the hands of the enemy, put me into the hands of the devil. So I'm done with you, God. But I didn't know God had other beautiful plans after that, and I didn't know that even in the land of heaven or the land of the devil, whatever people want to call it, they can still communicate with us. They can still help us from that side. So this is the beginning of my journey as a widow. I'm going to give you guys all the details I can as we go through the step. But number one, that person is the most confused person you can ever think of. Even I'll tell you, if you have that person, somebody around you who just lost a spouse, don't blame them sometimes for the things they say. It's just you cannot understand. It's so confusing. It's so depressing. It's so everything that sometimes you act with them knowing that you are acting, it's just so much going on. Try if you have little children. If your children are really small babies like mine, it's not easy. So I said when we go for because before all of us would go to practice after school with other parents, and my husband will be there with me with the children. But now I'm standing there by myself and hoping that when will I go and drop them before I go change? Then I go to work at night. You are thinking so many. It's not easy. See, widowhood is the worst thing you can give to any human being. Not everybody is fit to be a widow, and that's why you see some people, because they cannot manage it, 6 months after they are going back into a relationship, that will not even last. That's another thing we're going to talk about. So it's a very difficult. I was just so angry when I saw couples. I'm being honest with you guys. If I don't tell you guys the truth, then I'm deceiving myself. Like, I'll ask myself, what did they do? Or why did they deserve to have their partners with them? And you took my partner. What did I do that anybody have not done? What did I do wrong? I tried to live my life. I was always fighting with God. I tried to live my life by the book, by the good book, to do the things right. And you're taking my husband. What did these people do? I was sometimes I will say people who do worse things, who have done worse things than me, they still have their spouses. And you took mine. What did I do wrong? So I was so angry. I was a bitter human being. I'll not lie to you guys. I'll speak the truth. I was so bitter. I was easily irritated. Nothing really interests me, but I fought through to help my children, to be there for them through the help of the Holy Spirit. So I'll leave this part here. But I want to encourage you, because I know people are losing their loved ones every day, and they have people and family and friends around them who are so confused, they don't know what to do. Please, even if that person is rude to you, even if that person does not want to open the door, answer their phone, keep calling. Go to the door and knock. It's not them. It's the depression. It's the confusion. It's not them. Please, don't leave them there. I've called her 3, 4, 5 times. They're not picking my call, so I'm just gonna stay back. Please, don't stay back. Go to the house. Time it when they are going out to drop the kids or to do something. You will see them. I'm telling you, if you really love, because it's really depressing. You guys will not understand. There's a lot of evil thought that comes to your mind when you're going through the stage. Especially if you have too many responsibilities, you don't think right. So that's a time that you have to be there for that person. That's a time that they will appreciate you bringing jollof rice for the children. That's because you cannot even get yourself to go cook. That's a time that they'll appreciate you buying fruits, groceries for the children. So please, I will end this by saying that yes, don't give up on a new widow. I'll say new widow, don't give up on them, because there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of thoughts going in their mind, and they don't think straight. Okay, thank you for being there for those who have lost loved ones. Thank you for supporting them, and I always encourage us, if we can, let's just send a prayer out there for everybody, even those who are not widows, those who are suffering, those who are taking care of patients. That's another difficult part. Just send a prayer that you don't need to really kneel down or find a particular time. You can pray when you're driving, when you're doing anything. There's no particular time for praying. So I'll say during your day, if you remember, just send a word out there. There are some widows around the world that cannot afford meal for their children. There are widows around the world that cannot send their children to school. I'm telling you, because the in-laws is another part. No, we are coming. This is part 4, right? So I'm going to share with you guys what I went through with in-laws and all of that. But it's this is part 4, just to tell you how my confusion started, my depression, my anger, my anxiety. That's, you know, the stages of grief, all those things I went through. So thank you again for watching. Let's continue to pray for one another. Please, let's share this video to as many people as possible, even people that you think are not, you never know who will want to subscribe. But let's share it and let's get the subscription up so we can get to 1,000, and that way we can make money and help these people back home, help these widows and orphans wherever they are. Okay, God bless you and thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you.